Hello, my name's Mackenzie, and I'm going to take you on a trip to South Asia. The first stop is going to be to Singapore. I'll go from El Paso, and I'll have two stops from there. It'll be from El Paso to LAX, and then from LAX to Canada, and then from Canada to Singapore. Um, Disregard the facts on this map, it was just the only one I could find. That flight is going to cost about $1,000. So once I get to Singapore, it'll be the 21st. I'll stay at the Park Royal in Pickering, which is a hotel downtown, and it's $236 per night. And I'll be there for 3 nights, so it'll be about $1,000 as well. So the day one in Singapore, we're gonna do Gardens by the Bay, and Gardens by the Bay is basically a big network of greenhouses and waterfront parks containing super trees with solar cells. So it's basically a big amusement park of greenhouses and really cool attractions that like are a way of saving energy, which is pretty cool. There's an episode of Planet Earth about it. And then, according to this map, I would have to stay there all day because it's kind of a big park. There's 22 different attractions. There's 10 dining options, and there's also 4 different rooms where you could have different events and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Taxis from the hotel for Gardens by the Bay would take 20 minutes and only be $2, which is pretty good. So day 2, we're gonna go to Universal Studios. The subway is $5.21 to get there, and we would do that there and from, so it'd be $10. Total ticket cost would be $72, and I figured I would spend at least or over $50 that day on food and like knickknacks and stuff like that. Day 3, we're just gonna tour the city. I'm gonna schedule a tour called Overview Singapore Tour, and it's $300 for the whole day. There are 12 stops, and the tour includes like restaurants, local restaurants, different tourist attractions within the town, and just a full-on experience of Singapore. And from that starting point, it starts at Raffles Landing Site, and it's going to be 3 minutes from the hotel, and which is going to cost $5. So that's going to be during the day, and during the night, I'm going to go on a food tour, which is 3 hours. It's $120 per person, and so we're basically just going to eat your way through the district and explore different types of food and different like it says, you might try turtle soup, black herbal tea, dim sum. And it's really a good way to get immersed into the culture. And that's going to be a 27-minute subway for $2 there and back, so it'll be $4. Day 4 and 5 is going to be travel days. We're going to go to Thailand next. So from the Singapore airport to Thailand, it's going to be a 17-hour flight in 15 minutes, and it's going to be 17-hour flight in 15 minutes and $117. And I'm going to arrive in Thailand on the 26th. And then I'll stay in Pei Village, which is kind of a little quaint village, and it has a lot of cool things. And that hotel is going to be $100 a night. So next day we're just gonna go full-on tourist, and we're gonna go to a viewpoint that morning, and they have tea, and just gonna enjoy myself that morning. And then I'm gonna take a 60-minute bus ride to the historical bridge, and then I'm gonna go to the elephant camp, which is a 2-minute bus ride from that bridge for $6. And so at the camp, I'm going to do a 2-hour elephant trekking, which includes like getting in the water with them, playing with them, and going throughout the forest and stuff like that. And it'll be $1,800 per person. And then that night, I'll eat dinner at the camp, and I have the option of sitting next to elephants and eating, which is pretty cool. And then it'll be an 8-minute taxi back to the hotel for $8. Day 7, we're going to go to the hot springs, and it's a 10-minute taxi for $8. I plan on doing a half day here, and then plan on going back to the hotel for lunch. And then I might think of visiting this temple that has a pretty cool staircase. It's pretty huge, and then at the top it has a Buddha statue at the top. And I could either visit both of these places, a waterfall. So that's pretty cool. And then the next day is a travel day to Sri Lanka, and it's going to be $275 for a plane ticket. And it's going to be 7 hours and 5 minutes. And once I get to Sri Lanka, I'm going to stay at the Heritage Hotel, which is $260 for 2 days. And then the next day, I'm going to be a tourist again, of course, and I'm going to go to the Dambulla Cave Temple, which is caves underneath, and that have like statues and wall murals and stuff like that. Temples underneath the ground, which is pretty cool. It's a $5 admission fee, and it's 15 minutes from the hotel and $9. And then I'm going to go from there to the Dambulla International Stadium, which is for cricket, and that I think it'd be cool to go to a game there. So, and it's $10 a ticket, and from the temple to the stadium, it's 3 minutes and $6 for a taxi, and then I'll go back to the hotel, and it's $10 fare for 19 minutes. Day 10, I plan on doing a train ride because it's supposed to be the most beautiful train ride ever. And you kind of have to plan your own trip. So well, first of all, I'm going to fly to Kandy from Dambulla, Sri Lanka that night, and it's $162, and it's an hour and 49-minute flight, which I don't think is bad. And I'll wake up in the morning, do the 7-hour train ride. So I'll depart at 6:40 in the morning, and then I'll arrive at Ella at 12:38. And so each ticket costs around $20, and I have to make 3 stops, so I'll get 3 of those. And then that night in Kandy, I'll stay at the Richmond House for $28. And then the next day, I'll stay in Ella, sorry. The next day, I'll be a tourist in Ella, and I'll go to Little Adams Peak, and then I'll take a taxi. It's a 4-minute taxi for $6 to the world famous Nine Arch Bridge, and on the train ride that I took, I'll also see this bridge, but I think it'd be cool to go back and go look at it. And then that night, I plan on doing the Ella Spice Garden cooking class. So basically, take a cooking class or simply favor Sri Lanka's authentic cuisine at Ella Spice Garden, a private household set in a highland village and world-famous tea plantations. With a hands-on approach and an informed English-speaking teacher will take you on a tour of all the Sri Lankan spices cultivated in this private garden. So I thought that'd be pretty cool to experience and get more immersed into the culture. So there's that. And then the next day, day 12, I'll go to waterfalls and just spend the day outside since this is more of a natural area. So it's a 7-minute taxi ride to the Ravana Falls for $8, and then I'll go there. I'll spend probably half a day or maybe a couple of hours, and then I'll go to Elotata Ella Waterfall, and that is a 21-minute drive for $13. And then from there, I'm sure I'll be pretty tired, so I'll go back to the hotel for a taxi. That's 16 minutes, and it's $12. I noticed that most of the taxi fares are under at least $20, which is kind of nice. Um, Cuts down the price a little bit, but not too much. Day 13 is a travel day. We're gonna go to the Maldives or Deves. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's gonna be a 2-hour flight, 54 minutes for $386, and I'll be staying at an all-inclusive resort on Rangali Island. That resort is gonna be $773 a night, but I figured it was worth it. And I'll be staying there for 4 nights in a beach villa, so that'd be pretty cool. And then days 14 through 18, I figured I would just stay on the resort and enjoy the island. There's spas, there's 12 restaurants. I'm not going to do an excursion because the price is already pricey and can't afford that, you know. Diving, water sports, and you can snorkel off of your beach villa, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought it'd be cool to spend a lot of days there and just, relax. I'll be there on the February 4th through the 8th. And then days 19 through 20, I'll plan on traveling back, and I'll be back in El Paso February 10th. That flight is 27 hours and 39 minutes. And there's one stop in Hong Kong, and it'll be $2,100. And then, so my flight total cost $4,000. My hotel total is $5,000 just because I stayed at some kind of nice places. Transportation was $218. That includes subways, taxis, buses, and stuff like that. Attractions included Gardens of the Bay, the Elephant Camp, and stuff like that, and that was $2,352. And I figured cash, a rough estimate is $1,000, but I could go over it for a grand total of $13,013.54. And then here's my reference page. Thank you so much.